So before we shift to lore corner, we had two questions, and I think that they both warrant some discussion here instead of just tacking them onto the end. So
Yeah.
we're gonna shift up the order. We're gonna do questions first, and then we're gonna go into lore corner.
Nice.
So question number one comes from our friend Joasis. Joasis. Question for the pod: do you think the ghost will venture out to Oryx's body and revive him? So, no.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is no, but I could see some sort of manipulation storyline to make you think you're fighting Oryx again.
Yeah.
I think that's more likely.
So here's my whole reasoning for why I don't think that we're going to get a ghost going out there. I think it's too much of a cop-out. I think that they're walking a very thin line with Savathun being rezzed by an actual ghost and it not being an illusion like we were kind of hoping it would be. Her actually having a ghost, and a lot of ghosts that were disillusioned with the light and rezzing the hive. It's not outside, and I want to be really clear, nothing is outside the realm of possibility right now.
Right.
Okay? Like, Savathun being rezzed means anybody could be, and her and Uldren have both been rezzed now. Like, two of the biggest villains in the Destiny series.
Uh-huh.
I don't want that to become a crutch. To like, oh, well, you thought you killed your enemies, but they're all back now because some of the ghosts are evil. I think that's way too easy of a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's something Bungie won't do. But more so than that, I would have thought that would have been one of the first things that rebellious ghosts would have tried to resurrect was Oryx. Unless Oryx's body, which I'm a subscriber to the theory. I don't remember if it's explained in the lore or not, but I could have sworn I heard at some point that Oryx's body actually got pulled in by the gravity of Saturn and it disintegrated in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because we saw it floating off into Saturn's gravitational field at the end of King's Fall. That's the last we ever saw the body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally subscribing to the theory that he was burned up. That if Imaru was really looking to betray the Guardians, that's probably where he logically went to first.
Yeah.
Was to try and resurrect Oryx, and when that didn't work, probably started trying to find, because ghosts talk. We know that the ghosts talk and share information with each other. Probably started searching, like, oh, they're talking about this Savathun person. Like, I gotta find her. I gotta find Savathun, and he found her like right after she died by happenstance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have to think that would have been his goal first. Would have been to try and find, Oryx or find Crota or something like that. And like Crota, well, you can't do that. We killed him in his Ascendant realm. Like, Crota's never coming back.
Right.
Oryx, there's been plenty of rituals over the years. We prevented one. That's literally what the Pit of Heresy dungeon is us preventing his rise again.
Yeah.
The closest I think we get is Savathun and then the Dark Blade being rezzed as the Light Blade.
Right.
So what else do you do? Like, so I guess I shouldn't say no, it'll never happen, but I would put this in I think there's maybe a 5% chance that this happens.
Yeah.
If they did it in a tasteful way, like say they rezzed him and that's how King's Fall is brought back, I wouldn't object to it. But I would need a really good story reason for why he needed to be resurrected.
Right.
And not just, oh, he doesn't like Rulk and the Witness either. No, I'm going to need some real reasons here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a real reason to. I mean, here's the thing. Like, there's too many bigger threats now than Oryx. Not that, Oryx was cool at the time. But you have, obviously, Savathun is dead but not dead. You have the Witness. You have Rulk. You have other disciples we don't know about, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's too many other things going on now than to bring back old characters, in my opinion. Right? We still have Xivu Arath out there somewhere.
I would rather fight Xivu Arath at this point. Or find out that, maybe a ghost had gone to aid her.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be objected to that. That would have a reason to keep the Lucian Hive, in the storyline as villains and whatnot.
I mean, let's see. Savathun is what a warlock technically, right?
I mean, sure. She uses all of the supers though.
Like even like Titan supers. Like
She
I'm just wondering if they would try to form a fire team out of dead characters, you know, or like
so
other
she
characters.
uses Nova bombs. She uses the lightning. She throws the solar knives. She uses blade barrage.
Okay, so she is kind of not anything but everything.
No, she uses stuff from all three classes
Right. Okay.
because she does. Yeah, she the
Like
high abuse stuff. She specifically does not use a Titan super, but
uh-huh.
she does use both Warlock and Hunter ones.
Okay.
Um,
So I mean, not to like side tangent or anything, but do you think that like that? Do you think that humans and the other races that have the light now kind of formed these classes to kind of keep things separated? Do you think technically we could use all 9 subclasses or all 12 theoretically?
I mean, theoretically, probably. But I would say it comes from like disciplines that like those classes eventually split off into. Like we know that the Golden Gun Super was originated by Shin Malphur back in the Dark Ages because it was like Golden Gun is always my favorite example here because that's literally the last word. He took his solar power and infused it with his gun. So, like, I would not say it's outside the realm of possibility that one day Titans were playing around with the Void and managed to attach it onto a shield. That some Titan in the past did that, and boom, that's it. Like, and taught other Titans how to just generate that out of thin air then because it was such a powerful move. Like, because that's essentially what Hunters do
Right.
with the Golden Gun. And that's what Warlocks do with Dawnblade and with the Will of Radiance. Like, I would not put it past that to know, but I would say that like certain moves are definitely going to be made easier by your class. Like Hunters being able to pull out the bow, that's because that they're like opulent stalkers, right? Like it's right there in the name of the menagerie armor. With Warlocks, you're hovering around, you're using tickle fingers. It's going to look a little silly if you're a big hulking Titan running around shooting Emperor Palpatine lightning out of your hands. Or if you're a hunter running around with like this big ass shield, it's gonna look a little silly. Like I would love to be a hunter with a small shield and like a short sword out. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah.
But like I recognize like no, we're the ones that it makes sense for us to have the bow, for the Warlocks to have a sword and the Titans to have a shield. Like I think they're all like there may be like one super for each that like anybody should be able to generate that. Like anybody should be able to generate a little Nova bomb,
Right.
or something. I think anybody should be able to pop a bubble.
Yeah.
Pop a little bubble or pull out like a flaming hammer and just like play around with it.
Right.
Like anybody should probably be able to pull out Golden Gun.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Like,
Right. What do you? Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. I think that is something I'd like to revisit once we have all three 3.0 subclasses out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so Hunters get a Javelin now. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to see how that goes over because it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
Question number 2, and this is a bit of a long one, so I transcribed it earlier. I kind of lost my notes, so I am going to do this on the fly. This one comes in from Andre. Andre asked us in a future expansion, what if there was a Horde style mission set in the tower that like the tower's having to be evacuated because the Witness is there and is like trying to take it over, and just onslaughts of enemies are coming at you while Zavala and Ikora are evacuating everyone, and you and your fire team are left as the last line of defense, and your equipment gets locked. What are your 3 ideal weapons that you would have on?
Oh God.
What's your subclass? What's your class? What's your subclass? And what kind of armor are you rocking here? Are you rocking any exotics, any special mods? Like, what is your ideal last stand loadout?
Like as a solo player or as a team player? That's the thing.
I'll let you take it either way because I'm going to present 2 scenarios. So I'll go first to give Corey some time to think. So
I mean, I have my team player one. I just don't know if you're talking solo either, because like I mean,
why not both? Why not both?
Okay. Well,
So
you go first then, and I'll try to think of a
if
solo.
if I'm stuck doing this solo, if I'm doing it solo, I'm gonna rock stasis because I want that. So I'm gonna be on my hunter, of course. For both of these, I'm gonna be on my hunter. I want to rock my stasis subclass so that I have that stasis tornado that can just like move across the battlefield, dealing massive amounts of damage to red bars, or it can focus on a yellow bar to keep stunning it for me and keep freezing it, keep dealing continuous damage. I want to rock those Duskfield grenades. Again, to freeze enemies in, so I can throw my shurikens at them and just break them, shatter them apart, deal shatter damage to everyone. For my 3 weapons, because he did say we could use vaulted or unvaulted weapons. If this is really going to be my final stand, I'm going over to that vault. And guys, I'm pulling it out. I'm pulling out a patron of lost causes. I'm pulling out my Saint 14 scout rifle. I'm using it. It's going to be in my final stand loadout. I don't care if it's meta or not. It's going with me to the end of the line.
That'd be a cool weapon to add to the trials pool, by the way.
I have my own conspiracy theories for how some of these weapons are going to start coming back.
Oh! You can't just unleash that
tease.
Information and not share with me, especially Saint weapons.
Especially Saint weapons. So actually, man, I actually don't know. I think I would have to flip a coin because on the other hand, I am the master of pulse rifles. And I have my beloved blast furnace sitting right there.
It's there. You love blast furnace. I think you like blast furnace more than anybody.
I did have the curated roll. I really, really liked my blast. That's it. Blast furnace is coming out. Patron, you've served me well. I'll throw you to Saint 14 while we're on the battlefield together. So I'm pulling out blast furnace. For my secondary, again, we can go with retired weapons. Baby Recluse. Recluse is the way to go. I gotta bring Recluse back in. Slap on that targeting adjuster mod. We're in business. And then last but not least, we're talking, because we're doing this solo. There's only one exotic that you can possibly rock when you're by yourself. The one, the only, the OG himself. It's like if the Rock were to climb into the ring at WrestleMania right now. By God, that's Gallarhorn's music. I gotta rock Gallarhorn if I'm a solo player. You need those Wolfpack rounds. As for exotics,
you do.
I'll need them. No exotics going in solo.
Oh,
no
God.
Exotics.
That's a risky.
Because I'm gonna rock my Radiant Light. I'm gonna rock my Powerful Friends. Since I run a whole lot of Arc Armor, I'm gonna get plus 20 to those stats. I'm gonna continuously have my melees and my abilities up. That is what the whole build of my Stasis class is centered around that. I'm gonna have all my ammo scavengers on. It's gonna be a good time. If I have to pick an exotic, I'm going to run the Aeon Swift gauntlets. So that every time I do a finisher on champs, I'm generating heavy ammo. Double primaries, baby. Double primaries. Now, if I'm going in with a team. We're going to switch it up. We're going to run Tether. We're going to deal massive amounts of damage with Mobius Quiver. We're going to rock those Orpheus rigs. We're going to do the Orpheus rigs. For our primary, we're going to keep running Blast Furnace. For our secondary, someone's got to do it. Someone has to do it, Corey. Someone has to be the Divinity Bitch. I'm going to be the Divinity Bitch for the final stand of the tower. So that the citizens of the tower can get away. So that the fallen bookie can get away. I'm going to be the one who does it. To protect the ramen shops. To protect the Smallin. To protect Zavala and Keidel's sex tape from getting out. I will be the one to wield divinity. And then for my heavy. The heavy, I think, is probably the hardest choice here because I can't rock Gallarhorn. So what do? I envision my hunter as the one making the noble sacrifice here. He's going to pull out Falling Guillotine, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, boy.
He's going to charge right on into the fire. We're going to have a true Lord of the Rings Return of the King moment where he's going to turn and he's going to look at the members of his fire team and he's just going to say, for Cade. And he's going to rush in with that glorious, gigantic fucking purple blade and just start swinging like crazy.
Wow.
Whirlwind Blade and Vorpal weapons, my friends.
Wow. Wow.
And at the end, on the bodies of 1,000 corpses.
That's
he's gonna pull out his Callous Throne emote and just be chilling.
That's impressive.
Corey, what do you have? What do you have here?
All right, so I think I'm playing aggressive here, Josh. Okay, you ready?
Ooh.
I'm playing aggressive here. I'm going solo build. I'm going Galhorn, right? I mean, you have to have Galhorn with those Wolfpack rounds, right?
Yeah, if you're going solo, you gotta have Galhorn.
But on top of that, though, Josh, I'm going aggressive. I'm going Glaive, man. I'm going Glaive in my secondary spot for fun.
You're going Glaive?
Yeah, I'm going Glaive. It sounds ridiculous.
You are a Titan, so
it sounds ridiculous, guys. But with a resilience and recovery build on my armor, I can be slow. Okay, but I can take some hits. Okay. So we're doing the Glaive, and then you gotta have your mid range weapon there, Josh. You gotta have your mid range weapon. We're going some hung jury with Dragonfly on there. Got some spicy Dragonflies on there. You know, so that's where I'm going.
I can dig it.
That's where I'm going. Some exotics, I think for a. I'm going.
Is he going to run Helm of Saint 14, ladies and gentlemen?
For a solo build, I am not. Okay, I'm going to get a little spicy here, Josh. Okay, we're going Void, but we're to get the most out of everything I have, Josh. We're going. Hold on to your seat here.
I'm holding on. I'm holding on. We're locked in.
We're going Armamentarium to get them double grenades.
Armamentarium.
Getting them double grenades in there.
Double grenades.
Yes.
Double. Did you say we're rocking Void here?
Yeah, we're rocking
Okay.
shield. We're rocking some shield bashes for this solo build. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna run some armamentarium. So.
All right, now bring it home for me. What are you doing if we're on the battlefield together? What are you bringing to the fight?
All right, so what I'm bringing? Oh, by the way, first of all, solo build, putting on that short barrier with the healing ability, so the recovery ability. So that's a must. It's a must. So. So my team build is pretty much the build I run now, right? It's Helm of Saint 14, got a little bubble, got that Weapons of Light, Armor of Light ability, just to protect my teammates, but we're going some, Josh, I like your Fallen Guillotine. I like your Fallen Guillotine idea. So I think we're going to do some, do some Fallen Guillotine, right? We're gonna do some Outbreak Perfected, right?
Ooh,
gotta get that spicy,
like those nanites.
Yeah, and with that catalyst, man, that catalyst makes that gun infinitely better. So we're gonna run that in the second, and then the second slot, Josh. We're gonna run some shotties. We're gonna with some Vorpal on there.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Gonna run that, in case they come in and you see the enemies kind of my head because of the bubble, because of Helm Saint 14. I can't see in here. Boom, dead. It's my team build.
I like it.
So that's it. That's all I got. It's not exciting,
right.
But it's effective. Okay, that's a Titans.
Hey, we didn't say it had to be. We did not say it had to be exciting. We just said it had to be efficient here. So there you have it. That's what Corey and I would bring to the battlefield if we were solo defending the tower, or if we were with a team in a 5-minute horde mode, which I would put serious money on this happening like sometime in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
So
you know what I actually
coming to a tower near you.
You know what I actually think would be really cool to build off of this mode, Josh? Maybe
Hit
not
me.
like a horde mode per se, but remember that the Hive Buster mode in Gears 5 that like it was a cool idea, but it kind of sucked.
Yes.
Where like, okay, so you start in the tower and you're making your way through the tower and you have to make your way to the helm and watch it take off.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I think that would be cool. I do want to see I want to see more horde style modes, like more things like the exorcism mission would be appreciated.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I think I would have enjoyed the final Splicer mission if it hadn't just been like, here you go. It's just another expunge.
Right.
Cool. Awesome. Like the Quaria mission was way cooler than this. This is just another override and expunge. Awesome. The cutscene at the end made it worth it, but man, could we get I want to have some NPCs doing this with me too. Like I want Crow to be positioned like on Amanda Holliday's ship flying around sniping for us. I want Saint popping bubbles. I want to see Zavala out there fist of havocing things to death.
Right.
Ikora apparently can throw every super at once. So let me see some Nova bombs, Ikora.
Yeah.
Can I get some Nova bombs? Can I get Eris popping up stasis barricades for me and my allies?
Let's get Valus Forge bringing his giant axe back.
Dude, if Valus Forge does not drop in a Cabal ball and crush me, has this even been worth it?
With some cool new Iron Banner / Cabal style armor.
Could you imagine? Yes, you could, because speaking of Valus Forge, we're going to talk about him right now.
Let's do it.
We're going to talk about it right now. Chapter